There's a war going on, not on the battlefield, not in space, but in code. And while everyone is watching OpenAI, Google and Anthropic trade blows over benchmarks, something else is happening right under our noses. Meta, yes, Facebook Meta, might just be pulling off the boldest, most misunderstood AI play of them all. And by the time the world realizes it, it could already be too late to catch up. Because this isn't about chatbots or viral demos, it's about control, distribution, and a future where Meta doesn't just participate in the AI revolution, it defines it. Let me show you what nobody else is talking about. Everyone knows Meta for Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. Billions of users, trillions of impressions. But here's the thing. Meta isn't building AI for enterprise productivity. It isn't racing to outcode GitHub Copilot. It's not chasing ChatGPT feature for feature. Meta is playing a different game, a long one. While OpenAI locks up deals with Microsoft and Anthropic builds safety-obsessed agents for the enterprise, Meta is embedding AI everywhere in consumer life, stealthily, incrementally, and globally. Let's start with reach. Meta AI now touches almost 1 billion people monthly. That number's only going up. But it's how it touches them that matters. Through WhatsApp, Messenger, Instagram, and the Facebook feed. Places where people already spend hours per day. This isn't about changing behavior, it's about augmenting it. Meta isn't forcing people to go to a new platform to use AI. It's dropping it directly into where they already are. Their DMs, their stories, their glasses, their feed. And now, with Llama 4, things get even more interesting. While most people are comparing closed-source giants like GPT-4 and Gemini 1.5, Meta dropped not one but 4 Llama 4 models. Scout, Maverick, Little Llama, and Behemoth. From tiny devices to billion-scale deployments, they're covering the entire spectrum. Sure, the Maverick model isn't topping the chatbot arena rankings yet, but that's not Meta's North Star. Their benchmark isn't some leaderboard. It's real usage inside their apps, engagement, retention, daily value. Because when you run a product used by half the planet, optimizing for niche academic benchmarks isn't the move. Optimizing for sticky, daily AI experiences is. And here's where it gets even bolder. Zuckerberg knows that the AI that wins isn't just the smartest. It's the one that's the fastest, the most available, the most embedded. That's why Meta is obsessed with latency, with models that run natively on device, with integrating AI so tightly into the product that it feels invisible. As Satya agreed again at LlamaCon saying,
the agentic workflow, so you could just go assign a task. So those 3 things, if I look at even any one of us using it, you're using all 3 at all the time, right? So it's not like one substitutes the other. And now you have a proto-SWE agent even. And so you can literally go high-level prompt, or you can just get a PR assigned to a SWE agent. So all 4 of those and the productivity gains, the biggest lesson learned there, Mark, is you got to integrate all of that with your current repo and your current developer workflow, right? I mean, it's one thing to build a new greenfield app, but none of us get to work on complete greenfield all the time.
That's why Llama 4 is being trained with an obsession for efficiency, for intelligence per cost, for inference time trade-offs. Because if Meta wants AI in your feed, in your call, in your glasses, it has to run fast and cheap. According to Meta, Maverick, their flagship multimodal model, delivers performance on par with models nearly 20 times its size. How? Through advanced distillation techniques and architecture built to optimize for the H100 chips Meta trains on internally. And here's the part everyone is missing. Meta is building the most personalized AI in the world. Because no other company has what they have. Your social graph, your messages, your interactions, your interests, your photos, your preferences, when that data loops into the model. You get the personalization flywheel Zuckerberg talks about. Satya Nadella even agreed that efficiency is a priority, as Satya agreed again at LlamaCon saying,
the workflow of how I get ready for an enterprise customer meeting has not changed since 1992 when I joined Microsoft, right? Basically, someone will write a report that'll come in email or will be shared in a document, and I'll read it the night before. Now I just go to Researcher and Copilot, and I get the thing which is the combination of what's on the web, what's internal, and even in my CRM, all done in real time.
That's the future Meta is building. Not just AI assistants, artificial intelligence companions, but they're not stopping there. Meta knows the interface is where AI becomes real. That's why they're building full duplex voice systems that feel like conversations. That's why they're experimenting with Ray-Ban smart glasses. That's why they're building avatars that replicate human gesture and presence. It's all part of the same thesis. AI will live with us, beside us, all day. Not in a browser tab, not on a desktop, but in your environment. So what's the end game? Let's talk scale. Meta is scaling up CapEx spending again, massively. According to CNBC, Meta expects AI infrastructure investments to surpass $40 billion in 2025 alone, with over half earmarked for custom silicon and server expansion. That includes increased spending on their MTIA V2 chips, Meta's in-house AI inference chips, and data centers retrofitted for AI workloads. Because the AI that wins isn't just the most accurate, it's the one with the most infrastructure. Zuckerberg is building towards a world where Meta controls its own destiny, its own models, its own deployment stack, its own chips, its own feedback loops. And investors are noticing. AI tools are boosting engagement by 7 to 30%, depending on the product. DAUs, daily active users, a key metric measuring how many unique people use a platform each day, are up. Across Meta's ecosystem, that's 3.4 billion people. That includes 2.37 billion on Facebook, 2.1 billion on WhatsApp, and over 1.6 billion on Instagram. Revenue's climbing. Meta's 2024 revenue hit $134.9 billion, up 16% year over year. Capital expenditures is climbing, but operating margins rose too, from 25% to 38%, showing that scale isn't costing them profitability. This isn't just a moonshot. It's an AI strategy that's working. And while others debate benchmarks, Meta is shipping AI that writes your messages, that edits your photos, that suggests your content, that talks to you in your glasses. Oh, and did I mention it's all open source? Meta pioneered the open source LLM wave. Llama cracked open the ecosystem, and now Llama 4 is here to keep the lead. Sure, the license isn't MIT, short for the Massachusetts Institute of Technology's open source license, which allows nearly unrestricted reuse, but it's still more open than anything coming out of OpenAI or Google. Zuck's bet is simple. If developers build on your models, if businesses fine-tune on your weights, if applications scaffold around your architecture, then you set the standard. Just like Android set the standard for mobile, Meta wants Llama to set the standard for AI. But there's one more layer to all this. Meta knows that the most powerful AI experiences aren't just intelligent, they're social. They help you connect. They talk to you when you're lonely. They help you write hard messages. They understand your relationships. Because here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people want more friends than they have, and most people won't get them. That's where AI comes in, not to replace humans, but to fill the gap. We're already seeing it with AI therapists, AI companions, even AI girlfriends. It might sound dystopian, but to the person who just needs someone to talk to, it's salvation. Zuckerberg understands that better than most, because Meta's been in the business of digital connection for 20 years, and now they're reinventing it with AI. So while the headlines chase parameter counts and arena scores, Meta is out here doing something different. They're reshaping what it means to interact with AI. They're building assistants that live in your world, not on your screen. They're making AI social, contextual, and emotionally intelligent. They're playing the long game. And the scary part, they might just win. Because we're not in the chatbot phase anymore. We're in the era of ambient integrated AI. And the company that owns the rails, the distribution, the feedback loops, the infrastructure, the engagement, the developer mindshare, that's the company that owns the next decade. Meta doesn't want to be just another AI lab. They want to be the AI company. The one you talk to, the one your apps run on, the one your glasses rely on, not in a year, not in 5. Now, if you thought the metaverse was the big bet, that was just a warm-up. This is the real reason Meta is all in on AI. And if they pull it off, it won't just change their company, it could change how the world feels. Thanks for watching. If you found this breakdown helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives on how AI is reshaping our world. And check out our recent video on Apple's secret AI plan that just might be bigger than Meta's. Think about it. Meta owns the apps we use every day. But Apple owns the devices we use every day, the ones we use to talk, text, and stay healthy with. No need to connect to an app when it can be directly on your phone. We've got all that and more, and trust me, you don't want to miss it.